Last night on our live call, we talked about how the best players are the best problem solvers and the best problem solvers are the best decision makers. So every time we get in the paint, there's a problem that's in front of us. We have to figure out how we're going to solve that. And so we got to be able to identify that problem, come up with a solution, and then execute. So in today's deep dive, we're going to take a look at Darius Acuff and Tahad Pettiford, two undersized guards at the college basketball level that are elite finishers. So we're going to take a look at how they identify problems once they get in the paint, how they come up with solutions to those problems, and then ultimately how they execute. So the first finish we're going to take a look at is a first step finish from Darius Acuff. Now, we talk about the concept of a launching pad. When we get to a spot where we don't have to take any more steps or any more dribbles, we want to jump. So I want you to watch this. He gets right here, that right foot hits. Now, there's two things that come into play here. Number one, he is close enough to the rim where he can jump. Number two, the big on the backside is trying to time this up to either block or alter the shot. Now that big is anticipating that he's going to take one more step, and he doesn't. He jumps off that outside foot, which then allows Darius the ability to actually beat the big off of the floor and get to that finish. So he jumps early, he beats the big off the floor, he's able to finish. We got another look at a first step finish here. This is really crafty. This is a difficult finish. Turning the corner, he's jumping off that right foot, right hand. So that's a first step finish. Now I do want to backtrack a second. So when we say first step finish, I want you to think of how a standard layup is. We pick the basketball up and then we would step 1, 2. We generally jump off the second step. So a standard layup is a second step finish, while a first step finish is where we would jump a step early. Okay, another look at a first step finish. Now, a first step finish, anytime we're playing off of 1 foot, that's when speed is super important. This is a race to the rim. Playing off of that step gives him the ability to continue and play fast. Now, I want you to think about this from the launching pad standpoint. So as he gets towards the rim, he's right here. Now, if Darius running that fast were to take another step, what it's going to do is put him underneath the basket where he has no choice but to put the ball by his ear. By jumping early, you can see here, he's able to actually extend the basketball away from his body. We always want to keep body between ball and man. So being able to extend it away gives him the opportunity to finish without getting blocked. One more look at a first step finish. He's downhill. He's able to actually finish here with his inside hand. I really love this finish. So he gets to a spot, nice seal on the inside by his teammate. He's able to go inside hand here and get to this finish. 1, 2. Now here's another clip. As he gets downhill, he's going to jump off of his left foot and actually finish with his left hand. I think this is really crafty. Gets downhill, he jumps, he's able to switch hands. By switching hands, it allows him again to keep his body between ball and man. He's able to jump off his left foot and then finish with his left hand. Really tough finish. Now we go second step finish. This is your standard finish. In this first clip, you'll see that Darius is actually, the timing of his footwork, he's able to come here, 1, 2. Now that left foot hits, he's at the lane line, which means he still has space in front of him to jump towards the basket and get that ball extended away, giving him enough space to finish. We're going to have another look here at a second step finish. Again, second step finish uses the rim to protect. Now, this is an interesting play. So you're noticing that he gets a bump. So we would say first step finishes are great when we have little to no contact. We want to be able to play with speed. We say that this is a race to the rim. If you have a ton of contact on your hip, that's a situation where we'd look to play off 2 feet. Now, you'll notice the bump right there. Now, that bump forces the defense to actually absorb that contact. They can't do anything else until that contact is absorbed, which then gives Darius a little bit of space because he's disengaged, giving him the ability to be on balance but also play off 1 foot. Okay, here's our outside-inside finish. Now, this is, I think, the best way for us to be able to get to 2 feet. Now, most of the time when we think 2 feet, we think getting to a jump stop. But here's the difference. If you're running full speed and you want to get to a jump stop, you're going to have to decelerate before you get to that jump stop. Otherwise, you go full speed, you try to jump stop, you're going to tip over and fall flat on your face. An outside-inside stop, so in this situation, is a right-left. That's going to give Darius the ability to stop 1, 2 and maintain his speed. So he's incredibly fast, right, left, he's on balance, he's able to finish. Again, another outside inside stop. He's downhill, 1-2. He's on balance, being able to go through some contact. He's still crafty and creative at the rim. Here's another look at an outside inside, right left. He's able to finish away from his body. So again, we talk about keeping our body between ball and man. He gets here. Now, notice he's not necessarily jumping up. What he's doing is he's jumping out. So we always think when we create space, I just need to out jump you. In this situation, that's probably not to his advantage. So instead, he jumps out. He's not very high off the ground, but he's able to get that basketball extended away. Now, here's our veer finish. I love this. Now, he's playing off of 1 foot, but again, we talk about absorbing that contact. When the defense has to absorb it, they can't do anything until they get their balance back. He's downhill, 2, get that bump on balance, and he can finish. Now, this is a tough finish, but I want you to look how Darius initiates the contact. So when we're driving to the basket, the shortest distance between 2 points is obviously a straight line. We don't get a whole lot of straight lines in the game of basketball because we generally have a defender that's in front of us, which is going to force us to play off of a slight curve. I want you to watch how Darius, boom, right there, he's able to get that bump. Now what he's doing is he's taking that curve and he's straightening that line back out. He gets on balance. He's able to finish up over the top. Offensively, we need to initiate contact on our drives because that's going to help us straighten our line out because it forces the defender to open up their stance. Okay, I love this step skinny finish. So a step skinny is an outside inside finish, but it's going to give us the ability to change our angle. So again, we talk about straight lines. He's playing on a slight curve here because the defender is engaging him. He gets to here, 1-2, and what that's going to allow him to do is actually change his angle. It's almost impossible for him to use the glass right here. And so what he's doing is 1-2, change that angle so he's able to use the glass. And then here's our step through. Get into a speed stop. Step through allows him to extend away. Now, we're going to talk about floaters for a second. Tahad Pettiford is one of the best, if not the best in the country at shooting floaters. He's kind of a unicorn because he's left-handed. I think he's really, really good with his right hand. With that being said, statistically, floaters are some of the most inefficient shots in basketball, but if you get 2 feet in the paint, you got to be able to finish. And so we would get to floaters when we obviously can't get to the rim. It's more so in situations when the help side defense steps up, we have a little space, but we can't get past them. If we have space to get to our floater, we almost always have space to shoot it with our dominant hand, regardless of our footwork. So if you can't shoot it with your dominant hand, probably not a great shot. Now, obviously, Tahad is a little bit of an outlier. This first clip is a little goofy with his footwork, but now notice, being left-handed, he still has the ability. He's got some space, kind of goofy, but he's able to shoot it with his left. Now, we'll talk an outside-inside floater. Okay, let's go back and take a peek here. So as Tahad gets downhill, look what he sees. We have a defender that's stopping him. He might have a dump down to Sebastian Williams-Adams, but he's got that space. He's trying to get to that unoccupied space. What he's going to do is go right, left, get to that floater. So again, that outside-inside stop gives us 2 break points rather than 1. It allows him to play fast and then go vertical, because one of the keys here on a floater is we don't want to drift forward. Our momentum's take us forward, but there's obviously a defender in front of us, so if we continue to drift forward, that's where we get called for a lot of charges. So we have another look here at an outside-inside floater. He's able to get in the paint, 1-2. Now, I don't think we should have a lot of high school and youth kids shooting free throw line floaters, but Tahad is elite at this. Getting to that outside-inside. Now look at how he changes his momentum. He goes from going forward to going vertical. If he drifts forward on this, he does a little bit, but he goes out of control. That's going to be a charge. Another peek here at an outside-inside. He pauses, 1-2. He's able to finish up over the top. Now, one of the things that we talk about with the floater, and we'll get more advanced with this as we go through the month, is we want to eliminate as many variables as possible. So when you shoot a jump shot, you got your ankles, your knees, your hips, elbow, wrist. You have all these joints that have to move. That leads to a lot of variables. When we get close to the rim, we want to try to remove as many variables as possible, and one of those would be our wrist. So we want to be able to pop that ball out nice and soft. What I tell players is imagine there's a thin sheet of glass on the top of the rim, we want to be able to shoot that so it's nice and soft. We don't want to break the glass. What happens here is if we actually make rim contact and the ball is soft, we're likely to get good roll, a shooter's roll, and that ball's going to rotate in. If we shoot that basketball with actually a ton of rotation, it's more likely to hit the rim hard. And if we do make contact with the rim, it bounces off. So we just want to pop that ball out of our hand, keep our wrists more straight. Tahad does an excellent job of that. Now here's an example of a jump stop. So again, a jump stop is not wrong. It's just a little bit more difficult to stop. The other aspect here is Tahad maybe has a little bit of contact from Darius Acuff, but not a whole lot, which allows him to be on balance. If you try to stick a jump stop with contact from the back like this, you're more likely to lose your balance going forward. Now, let's talk through runners. So runners are off of 1 foot. Again, Tahad splits the ball screen. He gets to here. He realizes that he's got a big that's going to step up. Now, one of the options that he could get to here is actually he misses Sebastian Williams-Adams at the block, and he actually has Keyshawn Murphy on the other side. So he probably makes a poor decision here, but he's able to go up and over the top, go vertical. Now, from our floaters, we talked about on finishes at the rim, first step finish, second step finish. We still have the ability to get to first and second step floaters. So here's a look at a first step floater. Now, he recognizes that he's losing space. He's at limited space, so that's his dribble step. He has one more step. Now, in this situation, he does not have space between him and the big fella to be able to raise up and shoot it. The big from Georgia is incredibly tall. He's got a ton of length. This is the right decision by Tahad to go up and over the top. Another example of a first step floater. Tahad turns the corner. You're going to see that big. Tahad needs space to be able to get this up over the top. That right foot's going to hit. He's not going to have space to take that left step. Now he's just able to pop that ball up and over the top. Again, the key thing here with first step finishes is not only jumping because we're close enough to the rim, but also jumping early so that the shot blocker is unable to time it.